Well, we survived 320 days in Rimworld. I don't know if we are going to survive this mech cluster because it is stupid massive. It does have these unstable power cells. I think if I can hit one with a mortar, it'll blow up, but compared to the last time we looked at this colony, I built a new kill box with upgraded turrets and a bunch of sandbags. But in hindsight, I think that this run probably had a few flaws. Number one, I started with a bunch of drug addicted teenagers. So in that regard, in general, it's going to be super difficult. The smoke leaf really messes your people up. It makes them so that they're slower. Obviously, over time, they become addicted to it. They start to smoke more and more and more. You're constantly trying to farm smoke leaf and smoke it, and then your people are moving slower when they could be moving appropriate speed and also farming regular crops instead of trying to farm freaking smoke leaf the whole time. So it's a very difficult setup, you know, to have constantly be trying to get drugs and acquire drugs. And you can see my hydroponics farm is just full of a bunch of smoke leaf, and they have the bong inside the living room that they're constantly going in there to get high. So it just is a little bit difficult. Also, this kill box is a little bit not great. I think in my other colony, if you watch my other video, I have a kill box video. It's upgraded. It's a little bit better, although that colony's younger. This colony's older. You know, we've had generations of kids. There's multiple kids that have been born, at least 4 babies. They're both, Seahorse and Ingo are also both pregnant. So this colony did last for a long time. It's just super difficult in regards to, you know, them being constantly addicted constantly. And I think that these mechs just eventually caught up with us to the point where it's going to be, unable to, this kid can barely even hold his spear. The other kid can barely even hold his gun. But you guys are going to have to fight today, okay? So there's going to be some issues with your colony and your life in general if you don't come up here and start fighting. But these mechs are so OP, like freaking lasers. It's just a little too much for my pawns to tank. Yeah, they give it a good try, but it just get overwhelmed, I think. And also the issue with this kill box too is they're standing by the turrets, which will eventually explode. So I'm trying to move them away from the turrets. My dogs are dying, everything's on fire. I think the laser, I think the laser mech is dead, but we are putting some of the mechs down. It's just there's too many, and then the tanky mechs aren't even like present in the field yet. It's unfortunate that the boomalopes didn't try to escape and die, because maybe, I don't know if they could light the mechs on fire. I think the mechs don't even catch on fire, but I don't know if a boomalope blowing up will affect the mechs. Yeah, so half my pawns are down, only like the kids are alive. This is definitely the end of this colony. My turrets have also lost power, so I think having better backup power to them would have been good. The grenadier mech really messed up my people, like bad. Like the ones that just shoot regular bullets, and even the ones that shoot the lasers, but the ones that like just throw frags in on you, they screwed my people up hard. I got a man in black. Can he come try to save the colony? Will they be able to set things right? I don't think so, dude. I think that's gonna be a little bit of a lost cause at this point. Alright, so we'll increase the speed a little bit so we can get through this devastation a little bit quicker. I do think if this whole northern section's open. Like, I could have built a more effective kill box up there. I could have had like an S pattern where they come through traps, and then maybe instead of walking out into a Y, I could have had like, I don't know if I can explain it correctly, maybe an L or a U, where I could have the turrets sort of on one part and then the colonists could be on another part, so they're not kind of having to fight right on top of the turrets. When I thought about this setup in my mind, I thought this kill box would kind of be ideal, but I think that having maybe a place where probably the turrets in front and the colonists could be back behind them a little bit, or to the sides of them, would have been better. The boomlopes never even got touched. The man in black is dead. And now they're just going through and ravaging the rest of my colony. Ingo is the only person that's still alive, and Ram, who is a child. But Ingo's pregnant, addicted to smoke leaf, about to have a kid. But it's like, that's the thing, like, the smoke leaf makes their consciousness so jacked up, and when they're pregnant, they're like totally useless. Obviously, the baby can't do anything. Even if Ingo could escape, there's some Neanderthals raiding me. The Neanderthals are so small, there's only like 4 or 5 of them because I've lost all my wealth and all my people, so they sent a small raid. But what I was saying was, even if Ingo could make it to the edge of the map and like get out and escape, it wouldn't even be worth it because she wouldn't have any smoke leash. She'd just keep having mental breakdowns. It'd be totally useless. Like, drugs are useful in the game, and I don't think someone that's totally a teetotaler is awesome, because it is nice if they're having like a poor mood, they can use a little bit of drugs, but to have them totally just constantly using smoke leaf is tough. Plus, for some reason it takes like forever for them to roll a smoke leaf joint, which is super annoying. It's like, how long does it take you to roll a joint? It should take you 2 seconds, dude. Like, especially if they're professional like smokers, like. And also, can't they just smoke out of a pipe or something? I don't know why it has to constantly be this like battle for them. They'll literally sit there for half the day just rolling 4 joints. It takes up like a bunch of your pawn's time. The auto bong is like a little bit helpful because they can just go into the living room and like get like the effect from it. But then like they all get addicted because then they're using the auto bong and the joints. Your kids get addicted too because they're exposed to it super young. So I think in my next run, I already kind of have shown some videos on it. I probably won't walk it through like I did this one, just maybe do highlights. I'm doing just raiders is a little bit more fun. They're not all drug addicts. They're more just insane psychopaths that want to kill everyone. But the mechs aren't great at destroying my base. It takes them a while to get through everything, and they haven't even come into Ingo's room yet, which is funny. And it's funny too, she has a torch in her room, so she has a little bit of light. She's just like unconscious, hearing the mechs outside her room destroying everything. Well, that's this run. We made it to day 320. If you watched all 6 episodes, then thank you, and see you on the other videos.